So hi, welcome to the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
I'm Alex. I'm Alex.
I'm Nish, and we're the offering.
All right, some questions to say about their new album, Seeing the Elephant. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the album so far?
You know what? I feel pretty good about it. We've been getting a pretty polarized response, which was by design. And like I like to say, from death threats to love notes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
the album rocks.
Oh yes.
Sick.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
guys.
got it. Yeah.
It's just like the right kind of chaotic. Like there's just so much happening, but it all works so well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. No, we put a lot of effort into it. So even like that makes us happy. Duh. Of course it should, right?
Yeah. I was reading the lyrics while listening to it, and I was like, "Holy shit! They didn't hold anything back." I really just enjoyed that part of the album. It was really really good.
Yeah, we're definitely getting interesting responses based on like your interpretation of the lyrics. Of course, not that there's much to interpret, right? I mean, we're just kind of picking a side and fuck it, slamming it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, so the phrase "seeing the elephant" is an American phrase meaning to like go through hardship to learn a difficult lesson. It has to do with the Civil War era, and during that time, seeing the elephant meant to see war. And so the idea was to take an American phrase or take a phrase that was strictly American, so it would set the scene for an American themed album, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense. And the cover art, anything behind that?
Oh yeah, the cover art, Nish. I mean, okay, so the original idea for the cover art was to have a hanging elephant. There's a historical story about an elephant named Mary, who was a circus elephant, and then she killed some people during a circus performance, and the crowd got so hysterical that they legitimately hung an elephant from a crane.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was
really fucked up story.
That's crazy.
Again, like I wanted to reference another like strictly American story, right?
Yeah.
And so it was in 1916, and I'm forgetting what town it was, but it was like some deep southern town.
Of
and
course.
There's a picture of it, but I'm not sure if we could like if it was public domain or if like if Century Media was like this is a little too graphic, but ultimately we just settled with an elephant.
We had Taylor Adam, who is Wumpelstiltskin on Instagram, and he's awesome digital artist. And yeah, I think I liked the way it turned out. It pops on vinyl. It looks sick. The physical editions look cool. I mean, it's yeah. No, I think that we even though we didn't get Mary the Elephant, I think it turned out really well.
Yeah, I think also that the artist used some sort of like AI interaction, like whatever.
Yeah, he's an AI compositor. So he basically composites a bunch of AI images together,
which just adds a like layer of like, political commentary as well with like AI and art. So yeah, it just turned out really cool.
Nice.
That's really really sick.
So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Totally remote. We basically immediately. So Ghost Mother was the first song that was put together, and that one I think I started that one about like 2-3 months after we came out of releasing Home. So that was like 2019, and like we're on a label and they have like a schedule and where they want us to release stuff. And so originally we thought, okay, we just released Home, we'll tour for a bit, and then we'll talk about the next album. But pandemic, shocker. And so we spent a good half of 2020 in this limbo where we were like, are we going to ever switch gears to, are we going to go back on tour again, or are we just going to go back into recording? Obviously ended on the latter. And, Spencer, our bassist, is based on the West Coast. Alex is in Portland. Our drummer lives in Boston. So at no point in time did we all get together in a room and jam this stuff out. What ended up happening was I would probably craft a demo and go back and forth with Alex. I did a lot of Zoom, like a lot of like shared audio sessions with everybody because it was like peak pandemic at that time where like you couldn't even get on an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a trip. I have some recordings of those meetings, and those are cool. And then Alex would just drive down from Portland to here in San Francisco, and we would just like binge coffee and spend a weekend together working on it. So it was very pieced together, this one, which turned out, I think, for the better for the message, because there's, I feel like, an extra emphasis on making sure that Alex's vocal parts are like this whole contract of the song. Whereas I'm not sure if you listen to the last album was kind of jammy.
Mm.
And so I think we kind of got away from that, for better and for worse. For some of our listeners, they're still like shreddy solos and stuff, but I feel like this one feels like everything's a crafted song this time around.
For sure.
For sure.
Obviously, it was all, remote. How did you guys kind of adjust to that?
I mean, the cool thing is I think a lot of bands nowadays are doing what we did for Home, which was we basically do everything in house. I mean, a lot of our, like, for instance, the guitars and bass, like we basically track them at my place, and then we go to my friend Zach's studio in God City. We just ramp everything there, and we only go to the studio for drums. And so for us, like we're piecing every little thing together at home, like by ourselves. And then when we have to like go to a big studio, we'll go and do it. So it wasn't that much different. It just was more spread out because you couldn't just call somebody up and have them come over or go visit. So Alex and I would like really plan our trips out when I'd be in Portland, when he'd come down to San Francisco, to like make sure that we were on the same page for stuff. But you obviously can't, like, flying every weekend is kind of excessive, right? And especially given the circumstances. So again, a lot of it was on Zoom. A lot of it was one-on-one, and we were never all together at once, but it worked.
Nice.
Perfect. So what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is everybody's favorite?
Ooh.
Well, I'm actually not sure which one was the longest one to write. Maybe Ghost Mother for me took a while. I think it was one of the last songs that I recorded. But my personal favorite on the album is Esther Weeps.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a tough one, because I definitely do demos in spurts. So like I'll go like a couple of weeks with nothing, and then like come out with something in a weekend. I want to say the one that took the longest to really develop and craft properly was probably Flower Children. That one, I remember I had about 5 or 6 different endings for that song in the demo.
Oh wow.
And I was constantly sending them to the guys being like, is this the one? Is this I don't know if we're gonna ever end up using this. It was so, the front half of that song, the core 2 riffs were so good. I just like, we had to make it work. So that took a while. My personal favorite is probably Tiny Disappointments, because I think that's, I look at all these boxes that you check off for like what makes a good song and like what's well crafted, and that one I think just has the most like TLC put into it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely has the juice. Yeah.
Esther Weeps I love though, but I actually wrote the music to that one when I was like 20 or something, so I couldn't tell you how long it took to write that.
Man, I didn't know that it took you that long to give me that.
Yeah, I was holding that one because I feel like I dug back in the archives for that one, and I was like, I feel like Alex could kill this one, and he did.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
really. Yeah, it had a different intro though, so we had to craft the intro, and that didn't actually happen with the bells and Becca crying and stuff. That didn't happen until like literally like a week before we had to send him in for masters.
Oh my god.
Down to the wire.
Yeah, that was a real, because Alex and I like were we didn't like just going straight into the verse. That's what it used to do, and we're like, we need to put something in front of this.
So I mean, you just admitted you were working on stuff up till a week before it was due. How down to the wire were you guys? Was it a week, or were we down to like hours before it was due, or even past due?
Oh my god! I mean, we do it to ourselves. I mean, even
True. Yeah.
like when we go work together and we do like vocals, even with Al, like we're literally like up to like the absolute last. Like I have to fly out, so I got to like leave in 30 minutes. We're like, is this it? And then like he'll get a text from me a week later being like, can you add a vocal part to this, even though we're like supposed to be done. Like we'll literally just keep working on it until we're juiced out, and they're pulling it from our hands.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I re-recorded a chorus that you were like, why did you re-record this? Get rid of it. I'm not using it.
It was for with consent, I think, right?
And something tells me. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Something
We'll
tells
talk
me
all
the
day.
pandemic made it even worse because like you guys didn't have to go on. You guys weren't due to go on tour, you know, and you had to finish.
No, we're
the
just like
record.
that. We did that for home too. We had like at home. We had like a strict deadline, and like well, I just missed that one and kept tinkering with that. I mean, like even for this one too, like we were supposed to submit the masters for this one in April of 2021. I literally looked at that and I'm like, that ain't happening. Like, sorry. Like, and the next one that we had to give it to him was like in September or something like that. And we're like, okay, so 6 months later, like, sure, we'll take that one. And they were cool with it because they're on pandemic time too. Like they're cramming all these last minute releases that just got held out. So, you know, it worked for Century Media too. So it was fine. We actually did like meet all of our correct deadlines this time around.
Nice.
So
Yay.
just that for our personal ones where we have to like give them to mix engineers and like meet those, we're like, yeah, pulling all nighters until we make sure everything's right before we send it off.
Yeah,
That's
fair
good.
enough.
Vocals were on time. Like,
Yeah.
Good job,
Hell yeah.
Alex.
I always give a
I
shit.
gotta
for that.
say, sometimes well, little history. Like on our first EP, I went a little bit over.
By a little bit, what do you mean a little?
Like 3 months over.
Oh, just a little bit.
I was literally like sending our mix engineer like pieces of the song as that one was going through. And yeah, that was a mess. That it wasn't just vocals. That whole entire process was that was a shit show. Can't get around that.
It was our first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. How do you guys like not drive yourself insane with these? I don't want to say like loose deadlines, but like personal deadlines.
We do.
We absolutely
There you go.
Yeah, like we do. Like, yeah. And I think that like looniness kind of like leads to like ultimately better art because within a guide like within boxes, artists can be really expressive. But if we give ourselves too much time or too much room, we definitely take it.
Yeah.
We are terrible people to be around during those like final weeks leading up to like submission for sure.
Oh yeah, we lose like 10 pounds.
Yeah,
Because we're not eating anything other
not
than
eating,
like
not sleeping.
peanut butter.
Just music.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
You got a jar of peanut butter next to you. You're taking a bite
Dude,
every couple hours.
Spoon. God. Oh my God, you got
are
that
you-
jumbo size.
Are you in the middle of a record, Alex?
I'm always a little bit in the writing process, you know.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. So how'd the tracklist for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, close be a closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Oh, wait, you mean like in terms of like the order of the songs? Shit. I think I want to. You can definitely tell I was like Ghost Mother, My Heroine. Obviously Esther Whips. I told you that was an old demo. There's another B-side we haven't released yet. Those are like in a specific tuning on the guitar, and those are like the early batch of songs. And then in the middle of the pandemic, I don't know what it was, but I was like, Al, can I tune down? Can I just like try a different key here? And that's where it got like Rose Fire and with Consent and Flower Children, like these really like drop tuned riffs. That's like probably like the tail half where you can tell the tuning changes up a lot. Wasp was actually the first song was actually the last song that was put in.
It just so happened to have like the most intense intro, so it was just kind of like, all right, let's just start with this one. But we spend a lot of time transitioning our songs as well, so the album flows as if you were to play it on vinyl, it would feel like a continuous work.
Nice.
Yeah, we definitely do that.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of that opener, I thought it was very bold to put a 7.5-minute track as the opener. Was there any like were you hesitant putting that as the starting track?
Absolutely not. I mean, like honestly, like people think it's just a banging intro.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, it was like, all right, how can we start this album? Let's just start on one with a huge scream.
Yeah.
The song just so happened to be 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
Also, everyone, we just kind of knew going into it that we didn't have, because the last album had like a 14-minute song, and we just knew with the track times for this one, we were going to get some grief about how there's not a lot of long songs.
Because believe it or not, people actually admire the long song, even though
In the TikTok age?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
You guys
I
didn't
That
make
was
a
done in a
2-minute
day.
pop
That
song.
was just like, boom, demo done. Here, guys, we have our intro, and that was like a month before the studio we were going to go in. So,
And that was the first in the first scream on that is the first thing I recorded. for
Oh
that.
wow,
So we kept that.
Mhm.
yeah, oh yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
That's really sick. So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you were creating this record?
Oh, Nish, you go first.
I feel like Al's is a little more relevant because lyrically you can kind of tell it's in that.
Okay,
in that
so
year.
it was 2020. I live in Portland, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a political unrest in our streets. It was 100 days of protesting. I will neither confirm nor deny that I was I was there at all.
Mhm.
But it was a sad headspace because ultimately, because we had enough time, the populace had a reckoning of the injustices that were going on.
Mhm.
There just so happened to be a lot of police brutality.
Yep.
And unfortunately, but fortunately for the album, it was the world that it was written in.
Yeah.
Portland, it was kind of like a microcosm of everything that was wrong in America. And so I just participated in allowing myself to feel, what everyone else around me was feeling. So it was sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
And
Brutal.
Nish.
Yeah,
Brutal. I don't know
definitely,
what else to say.
It took us in
Yeah.
the direction we were supposed to go in.
Yeah.
Sure.
Super angry,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
sad at the same time. So yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Nish?
I mean, for me, it was for me, it was coming off of a cliff because I feel like I spent a lot of time on these records, and so when we did Home and finished that one and came off that tour, like, for me, it was hitting a wall because a lot of good things were being taken away from me in that time. You couldn't play, and so this trajectory that we were supposed to be on, not good. My dad got really sick. He passed away earlier last year, and that was just driving the whole process forward. Was just, he's the guy that made me want to play in the first place. And so for me, it was like, this is the last album that he's gonna hear from me, and so I thought, that's got to be good, it didn't. Obviously, like, I don't write lyrics or anything, but for me, it's like I need to. For me, musically, that's kind of what always pushed me forward, and so I just kind of wanted to make that really special in that sense.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes.
It's all good. We all got to go sometime,
For
The
sure.
Offerings music has always had a tinge of sadness to it.
Yeah,
That's kind of it's kind of like the undertone,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
I just want
Poison.
I just want people to listen to it, to be honest. And I think it would be fun to do with friends. I think it's a good album to read with the lyrics, but I'm the lyricist, so I'm very biased. I think you should show your older parents that are boomers that song.
Yes.
Yes, that one song.
I think
Oh,
that would
hell
be
yeah.
fun. So
Mhm.
Yeah. What's your guys' take on Flower Children? I want to know. I want to dig. I want to hear people's reactions to this stuff.
I just honestly, the entire album just kind of hit for me.
God.
Like genuinely just every track did. I did like that song a lot, but the opener was my personal favorite. So I had more of I gravitated more to the opener. But I did really like that one. That one also got me.
That's a really brutal song to gravitate towards.
Yes. But as I said, I had the lyrics up on my screen, and usually
Fair.
I just kind of like have it there as I'm working on something else while I'm listening to music for the podcast. But I heard something and my head immediately turned, and I was drawn in, and I was just listening to it, and I was like, holy shit. There is
We were actually
you're not holding anything back.
We were actually in a call when Glory first started checking out the record, and very rarely do I get to see Glory's initial reaction to music, and it was just everything she's saying 100% genuine. She was like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know, but like we have to go because I have to like go digest the rest of this record like by myself. Like,
Yes.
That's actually sick.
Yeah.
That's wicked sick.
yeah, I really enjoyed the record as well. The opener, I gravitate towards it because it was like 3 songs in one, and it was 7 minutes long, but it didn't feel like that, you know.
Mhm.
And then Flower Boy is the Boomer song, correct? I listened to the record once.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the Boomer
Flower
song.
Boy's
That's the
Tyler
song
album,
that
isn't
was like in the email when you guys were pitched to us. So that's kind of like my first impression, you guys. And I was just getting a kick out of reading the comments while listening to the song, and I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, the commenters are definitely showing their age.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your guys' head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less. 3 words each.
Damn. I would be like, I need 4 because I'd be like, catch this elephant, bitch. But then I don't know if that 4.
We'll hyphen the catch in the or something. That's
Yeah.
too good to make you condense into 3 words.
Yeah.
I would just I don't know, like you're not ready. That's
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I would probably say. I don't know. What do you think, Al?
Might be offended.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Might with like asterisks on both sides of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I just really want to, if I can get anyone to have an emotional response on either end of the spectrum, that'd be great. I feel like we get the most rewarded when we are like vessels for like pain, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like people will like contact us and be like, "Oh, this song made me make it so I made it through this moment," you know?
Oh, yeah.
I hope it gives some people some of that.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, feel anything. That's good. I mean, and it's not a particular emotion, just any emotion. That's fine.
Just feel something.
Yeah, if you hate
Yeah.
us, you hate us. If you love us, you love us. If you feel like you're kind of assisted, great. If you feel like you're being called out, then you're called out. You know, it's just like I don't
Exactly.
know. Like it's I feel like I've listened to so many things or watched so many movies, and I'm like they're singling me out. It's not about you half the time, but you just you're looking through the mirror, right? And so I feel like any response is good because that means you're probably introspective a little bit there.
For sure. So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this album?
Al, you have one off the top of your head?
No, my writing processes are always very self-deprecating
Yeah.
and kind of unhealthy. So I'm always excited when I'm not writing. So I'm gonna say when I sent in you know what? The highlight of it was doing the final sprinkles with Nish.
Those are always
Right?
like top notch. So that's part of one of mine. for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So we call anytime we're adding just like playful details, we call them sprinkles. Right.
Aw.
And we're a band that likes to add as much theatrics as possible. Yeah, like Disney sparkles, you know. But doing those with Nish is always the highlight of the process.
Nice.
Mhm.
I'd say same. I think for me I probably have more positive memories because I was lucky enough to be able to get with everybody through the whole recording process. So I have like one for everybody, really. I feel like with Alex, the memory that sticks out to me is during one of the sprinkles, the last part of Flower Children where he's just losing his brain and just kind of like, he's just going off the rails. There's the end of Rosefire specifically was one of those where he spits, and we spent so much time getting the right sound of him spitting, and it was the nastiest. Like I'm sitting there like cringing because like you're hearing all these gurgling noises and stuff. He's like how to come up with to make it, because you gotta make that audio sound right, and like we're like layering it too, like spits dropping into like a coffee cup and like all this just to kind of get that right. Like so like at the end of it, that spit is like maybe 4 or 5 tracks of him just like making disgusting noises, just all smashed together. It was nasty, and I was laughing so hard recording that song. Not Rosefire, but Flower Children as well, because there's so much goofy shit happening.
Mm-hmm.
With Steve, it was probably he has a fill in Ghost Mother, which is just inhuman. I think I have it on video, and he literally like got out of the booth, like he just like, got out of his chair and he just starts screaming at me in the controller and being like, I fucking hate you for putting that in there, like. But it's like, it's Steve and he's a funny guy, and like, I don't know, it was just a fun moment, and that whole experience is great because you're in a spaceship with people, and we really missed having everybody all together. Honestly, like, those are the fun moments for sure.
Oh yeah. So picture this: you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh, I know. I feel like I know what Al's is.
Well, if we're on the road, it's got to be Arby's. But if I'm at a rest stop, I'm gonna have to say a bag of Lay's potato chips, a can of Arizona iced tea, and a hot coffee.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
I feel like you're like the first person to ever mention Arby's on the podcast.
dude.
Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Not
let
even
me-
joking.
dude,
I
let
didn't
me-
even know they were still in business. I'm gonna be completely honest
Yo,
with you.
The whole
middle-
band is sick of we've made so many stops because Alex has to get Arby's, and every time we stop for one, I literally will look at him and I will go, you're gonna get red in the face, you're gonna get sweaty, and you're gonna be sick, you're gonna be cranky. And he's like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. He's just, it's like, and he goes and does it anyways. He feels like garbage later, and we're like,
We told you, man.
You did
Told
it.
you.
Yeah, you did this
Dude.
yourself.
In the center of the country, there is not much to eat. Okay.
Subway
And-
Arby's.
And sometimes Arby's is the best choice. Okay, I know it
Ouch.
seems hard to imagine.
That's
but
awful.
Sometimes Arby's is the best choice, and there's some underrated food at Arby's. Okay, you got mozzarella sticks, you got curly fries.
You could
like-
get those at like Sonic.
Yeah,
There's no
but I'm not
Sonics.
gonna stop at where if I'm going to an Arby's, there's no Sonic.
True,
Yeah.
true. Sorry.
And we drove in like from like Wyoming to like Salt Lake City or something, and there
Nothing.
was just nothingness for like 4 hours or something like that.
Except
Like,
Arby's.
Yeah, but a
Yeah.
clean Arby's.
Hmm.
I know. It
Yeah.
seems counterintuitive, but it's
Mhm.
a thing. What about you, Nish? I feel like I've never seen you get something out of a convenience store.
Yeah, I don't really eat on tour. I'm pretty notorious in the band for being way too squeamish on stuff. But Al and I do share a love for Lay's classic potato chips.
Mhm.
Mm.
That is very, very true. Like, we will destroy several family-sized bags if given the chance to. It is.
Fuck yeah.
It's good for the throat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And for the soul.
It oils it up, you know?
It oils it up. I mean,
Mhm.
you could have tea or lemon, or you could just eat Lay's potato chips.
Exactly.
And then you can finish up the bag, rip the bag open, and lick all of the oil out of the bag, and it's
Okay,
like
that
it's
is-
just even it's even more.
Fuck
Don't-
are you
That's
talking
that's
about?
rough, man.
I'm
Dude,
just
don't be
saying, like,
giving
if you're
away all
eating
my
it for the
secrets.
oil.
Yeah, man.
I've honestly never heard that in my entire life. Is that a thing people
Dude,
do?
come on! You've never seen a kid with hot fries like licking the
Oh,
inside.
look at his fingers. Yeah, but not in
Yeah.
the
No,
bag.
no,
That's-
no.
Not the
Open
bag.
it.
I've never
No.
seen someone rip a bag to
I've never
lick
seen
the
that.
insides.
You've never seen somebody open up a bag of popcorn and then
I would have thought
a
I'd see
microwave
you
popcorn
do it
and
by
then
now,
whip
but
it
if
up.
you haven't done it, I don't think anyone's done it. So
Dude,
it's like,
Well, I mean,
you-
Shane has apparently.
No, I'm
so-
just saying, if you need more oil, there's plenty at the bottom of the bag.
who wants?
Dude.
It's a salt food. Who wants the oil?
Exactly.
Because he's lubricating his throat.
Exactly. The vocal cords. Yeah.
And I actually I find it so hard to believe that none of you guys have ever licked a bag. That's fucked up.
Never.
Oh,
no.
I'm
Never
sure I
licked.
have.
I licked my fingers after
You're
eating.
like,
it.
Exactly.
you guys were
Like, that's
children.
fair.
You guys were children once. You have no
Like
you have no
yesterday.
adventure in your soul. None.
None. I've never seen it before, but now that I know people out there do that, I'm a little unsettled, but
Same,
I'll move past it.
same.
Hi. So, on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
That's tough. Like the
Yeah.
sound of the music all put together, just our personalities.
Yeah, because I'm imagining us in the van trying to decide what we're gonna eat. I think the only place we can all eat is Panda Express.
Oh
No, Steve hates Panda Express.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, Steve hates Panda. You and I have gone to several Applebee's, like out of necessity, not even out of like selection. We're like, what can we eat right now? I guess we have to go to Applebee's. No one. Oh, we just lost. That killed him, I guess. And the funniest thing is, like, one of the first jokes I've cracked to our drummer, and Alex was there for it, was like, I dissed him for liking Applebee's.
Yeah.
And like, lo and behold, like we've gone to Applebee's together more than we have with Steve. So it's like, joke's on me. So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, the Applebee's joke really took its own course, and now we ironically go to Applebee's a ton.
Unironically, sometimes.
So
Yeah.
Even when you have other options, like this isn't like another one where you're going to Arby's. Like you go out of your way for Applebee's.
I think it's one of those things where like, well, I'm not going to eat what you want to eat, so I guess we have to go to Arby's now or Applebee's now, and that's
Yeah.
like,
and
that's what it usually is.
And Arby's is only once. Okay, I only do it like once in a while.
Once in a while.
It's
You pay
the
the price
low
for, like,
point on the
3
tour where
days.
like morale needs like the adrenaline shot for him.
That's
That's what it is. I feel like if we were all if the music was a dish, I'd feel like it had to be something that made you sick, but also ramped you up, like something that was like marinated in coffee or something like that, something caffeinated. I don't know.
Eggplant parmesan.
I was gonna say a spicy eggplant parmesan. I think is the whole band in one personality.
I am totally proud of that.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
I was literally gonna say that originally. Just I don't think that suits the music though. Is the thing.
Yeah, as a band though, we are definitely eggplant parmesan.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got vegetables. You got a lot of grease, a lot of cholesterol, a lot of salt. You got some carbs in there for good love.
Put the cheese in there.
A lot of
The
cheese,
sprinkle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So for the last couple of questions, we're gonna shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh, dude, eggplant parmesan.
Eggplant
gonna say.
parmesan.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have my family's eggplant parmesan, and I would have a Coke.
Mm.
Perfect.
If I was on death row, I'd have. I don't really care what establishment, just any pizza from New York.
Okay, that's fair.
Skip the lactate. I don't need the dairy assistance because
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God,
die.
twin.
I'm gonna die anyways, right?
Yeah.
So they can deal with that. And then for a drink, probably a whiskey sour or something like that.
That's fair.
But the
Oh,
pizza
praying
has to be
for
from
it.
New York or Buffalo wings from Buffalo. Actually, I
Yes.
changed my answer. Buffalo wings from Anchor Bar in Buffalo. There you go.
Wait, and
Or Casa de
big
Pizza.
in a Casa de Pizza. I can't believe you just said that. That's crazy. And then also just a big piece of like crusty bread that has like hardly any like inside, just straight crust.
Oh yeah, just like they hollow it out and it should.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
can throw some garlic in there too. You know.
Stuff it with garlic.
I can't believe Nish brought up the Anchor Bar. That's what's up. The Anchor Bar is solid.
I have a sick addiction to buffalo wings, and the boys took me to Anchor Bar, and my life was just it was sadly the beginning of a tour, so it was like it's all downhill from here, guys.
Can't get much better than that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I know what Alex is gonna
Oh,
say.
Middle Earth, man.
Middle Earth.
Oh yeah, dude, gonna hang out with the hobbits for sure, dude.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna cool it now. I'm not a Lord of the Rings, that big of a Lord of the Rings fan,
It would be really sick though. It's warranted. It's good.
dude. I would love to be there for my birthday, Hobbits Day. It'd be awesome.
Oh,
Nice.
very cool.
Mhm.
Mm.
What about you,
I-
Nish?
I'd probably be in the Halo universe before 343 took the game over.
Oh,
Valid.
that's good. Yeah.
Are you a
Good
Master
choice.
Chief?
I would love to hang out with Master Chief.
He
Just
seems pretty cool.
yeah, just with just anything pre 2013. How about that?
Yeah.
I swear, like the Halo series, Halo Infinite, kind of, and
hmm
Yeah,
it's all that kind of just sums up the whole thing.
I saw the new
Yeah.
Halo game on sale at
There's
Target
a
for like
new one?
$20 already. It's
Infinite?
been out
It's on
for, like-
sale?
Yeah, it's been out for like a year, right?
It's not even complete yet. They haven't even finished the game. It's like, what are we doing, guys?
Oh my God. I kind of clocked out after Reach. I think was the last one that I played.
That's my
so
favorite.
I-
That's one of my favorite games of all time. Is Halo
There
Reach.
you. Yeah.
It's
Taste.
you're not missing much. It's everything. It's like Halo Reach, but Halo Reach had like a terrible disorder that made it decide to suck, and it just got worse and worse and worse. Like they've made it worse
Okay.
ever since.
Oh my God.
So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person that we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question.
Mhm.
What's your favorite color?
Ooh,
Purple.
purple.
Oh,
Nice. Wins.
love
Mhm.
that.
All right.
Purple with like a gold accent.
Mm.
Like that's my shit.
My
That's
color options are really limited, so purple.
He's colorblind.
Purple.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
I got that Not so severe, but severe enough. Yeah,
Fair
purple.
enough. All right.
Purple. Good colors.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we obviously do have a new record out. It'd be awesome to if for anyone listening to support that, www.theofferingmusic.com. You can like pretty much find all the videos we've put out there, merchandise links, all that stuff. It's kind of an all-in-one. Social media for sure. We're posting a lot more nowadays, for better or for worse. And that's at the Offering Band Official. And then we're on Facebook, but I don't even know who uses Facebook anymore, to be honest with you.
Old
I
people,
don't know.
people
Yeah, I
that you
was gonna
don't
say
want
old
listening to
people.
your music, probably.
People that
I've
will
noticed
be
that. I've
enraged.
definitely
Yeah.
noticed
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we have a YouTube channel now as well. Still working on the URL for that one to come back to us. But yeah, we're posting a lot more. Just we've got so much video content from, I hate that word. I hate video. I hate the word content, sorry.
Yeah.
But there's so much of that we have stashed up from just writing and recording and stuff like that, and even working on music videos and stuff. So there's just so much steady drip stuff of just like kind of getting behind the scenes, and we want everyone to join in on that. So
I love that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for now. This guy's been The Offering, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.